All right, all right. So first customer I pulled is Joyce Williams. You remember that call?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. The Manny Lee.
Oh, yes, she was the one with, I believe, Bristol. No, she was the one that didn't have Bristol. She had.
Hello?
Hi, is this Joyce?
Yes.
Hi, Joyce. My name is Sam. I'm over here at Farmers Insurance. How are you doing today?
Good intro. You're still going a bit quick. Let's slow down and enunciate. All right. So, good morning, Joyce. This is Sam with Farmers Insurance. How are you?
Finding yourself?
I'm doing well. It looks like you spoke to a member of our marketing team here recently. I've got that quote that you had requested prepared. If you have a second.
See how quick that was?
Mm-hmm.
Slow it down a little bit.
Yes.
Alrighty, perfect. So I just wanted to go over a couple of things with you. Just want to make sure I had all the information correct. Do you have, can I go ahead and get your birthday real quick? I have that you were born in 1947, but I do need the month and the day.
9-21.
9 of 1. Okay.
That's so hard to do on the phone.
Thank you so much for that.
Alrighty.
So I have here, and
I know. I was
go
wondering
into
if you were kind of doing that, but I think what you did is you went into the quote you already had.
I went through this one with the quote I already had.
That's what I thought. And then you updated the birthday later.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
did the price change?
No. I mean, as long as you have the year, it's more or less going to be the same.
Yeah, because it's still pulling the insurance score based upon the address.
I did run into a problem with the second one with that, because then it was like, because it pulls how many years they've been licensed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you put in the actual month, all of a sudden it just, he wasn't 16 at that point, and then started giving me an error message.
Everything with you real quick.
So I had to fix it.
Do you know what your current bodily injury limits are on your current policy?
No, my what say?
Your bodily injury limits are on your current policy?
No, not right offhand.
Okay.
Take a minute and pause. So we transitioned into that pretty quick. So just, okay, well that's a little concerning. Well, when was the last time you spoke with your agent? You do say that right here.
When was the last time you spoke to your State Farm agent?
Oh, it's been a while.
All right, so bam, we got two really good setups here. They have no idea what their coverage is. They haven't spoke to their State Farm agent in quite a while. So now eyes are opening. Okay, wait a minute, we might have an issue. Customers think it, right? So now we need to build a little value here. All right, let's see how you play this off.
Okay. Well, that's a little concerning. We always like to keep in touch with our customers, just make sure the policy is ever changing.
So in a situation like that, I'm going to say, all right, well, that's concerning. Let's look up what your current bodily injury limits are. Okay. Even though you already know that, she doesn't know that. You know that. So you can start by, you know what, let's find out what your current coverage limits are and go ahead and pull that so you can start to see it.
And one of the reasons I want to go into that with you, especially in this instance, is I see here that your bodily injury limits are $25,000, $50,000, $25,000. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, so the reason I want to go ahead and go into that and why we always like to keep in touch for ever changing is the big one is property damage.
And see, you do a good job of finding your spots that you're going to hit on, but be more critical of that. Wow, you only have $25,000 in property damage. Did you illustrate a scenario?
I went into the F-150 being like $45,000.
I know you did, but talk in parables with folks. Okay. Give scenarios. Okay. Because when you say, the brand new Ford F-150, $40,000, she doesn't care. She's not driving a Ford F-150. She doesn't realize if she runs into an F-150 and totals that she's responsible. We've got to illustrate a picture. Talk to them like they've never known anything about insurance, and have them do the math. So literally, all right. So I want to tell you about a claim that happened a few years back here at our agency. Customer's driving down the road, you know, out of nowhere, the customer in front of them or the vehicle in front of them locked up their brakes, causing our insurer to rear end them. Our insurer technically was at fault because they lost control of their motor vehicle. But then they swerved and hit the wall and did a lot of other damage. Thankfully, nobody died or was severely injured or maimed, but there's about $40,000 in damage. If you only had $25,000 in coverage, in the scenario like this, thankfully our insured was properly insured. Had they not, had they had your coverage limits, they'd be on the hook for the difference. But them only having $25,000 is $40,000 in damage. How much would you be on the hook for? About $15,000. I don't know about you, but I don't have that kind of money laying around. Bam! Now we got value. We got validity. It's like, what? Whoa, whoa! I don't have to pay that. No, yes, you do have to pay that.
Today, $25,000 in coverage would be enough for say you were in an accident with another vehicle. It would be enough to cover that vehicle's damages and you'd be insured. Nowadays, though, there's a lot of vehicles on the road that are worth more than $25,000.
Outside of the scenario, you did pretty good explaining this. You really, I like what you did at 342.
170.
So right around here, I'll tell you.
Right now.
What your current deductibles are on that vehicle?
You do a good job pulling out all the information.
Not completely sure.
Not completely sure. Okay. The standard is just about $500, so that's what I went ahead and ran it at. However, you do want to ever switch them to go higher or lower, we can go ahead and do that. It does change the price, but $500 is normally the standard.
Mm-hmm.
So I have everything put together here for you with those higher limits. How much does State Farm currently charge you for for your auto insurance?
All right. So I like how you said charging. You could have pulled this out a little earlier as you was kind of going over the coverage limits. Like, all right, well, I found that you've got $25,000, $50,000, $25,000. $25,000 injury means this, $50,000 means this, $25,000 means this. I don't like this coverage. You know, you illustrate your scenario, and then it's like, with all the coverages you currently have, what are they charging you? You know what I mean? So you end up getting it out, but you used a lot of words you didn't have to, in my opinion.
Right now, it's I think they just raised it to 170 something.
What's your thoughts right now?
And I'm trying to figure out how to get lower. We're at like 220, I think.
Okay. Why did you automatically jump to that?
Well, I guess not really so much that, but I guess I'm looking at going, okay, what can I do from here? Because I didn't really raise the limits all that much more for them to be paying an extra $70 a month.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But you know what you do here in the next minute? You paint yourself into a corner to where there's no way for us to quote the home unless we beat the auto price.
Well, the home was $5,000 for a $100,000 home.
Oh,
the home price is even worse than the auto.
All right. So that makes sense. I'm like, Sam, you don't even
I've already
go over
quoted
the
this
home.
because
Okay.
the manually said she was interested in the bundle, so I just ran both.
All right. Did
The
you
home
check
was like-
Foremost?
I did not check Foremost. She didn't have any losses. It was just really bad credit.
Yeah, but Foremost is pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, Foremost is pretty good. So, you paint yourself into a bit of a corner. I was blown away when I heard it. I was like, Sam, why would you do that? But it makes sense.
I almost feel bad telling someone if the house is like
No, and don't. If it's offensive, don't. But do your due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's $5,000 and there's no reason, you should have already ran that in Foremost.
Okay.
Okay, so you gotta think critically here. Think what's the best way for me to be able to get this sale?
I got that.
So, run the numbers in Foremost. Run the numbers. Hell, we could have ran the numbers in Safeco if we had to. If this gets us an auto policy, I'll gladly show you how to quote in Safeco. Okay. So, I mean, we'll do what we got to do to try to get this across the finish line. Okay. So let's see what your next one is. Yeah, you painted yourself into a corner, and that right there, that was your better of the two calls. Mm-hmm. The other call was a Bristol call.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the one with the birthday where all of a sudden it was giving me a bunch of error messages.
Okay. So make sure you have all your numbers ran prior to. If it's $5,000 home, run it in Bristol. Run it in Foremost. Mm-hmm. Just go ahead and do that. Okay. And then that's pretty much all I have. What do you got for me?
So these two maybe not so much because it wasn't like we were close. We were like $60 more a month, and with $25.50, you can't really bump up for that much.
Right. Now I also pulled your calls from Tuesday too. Yeah. Savannah Moore.
Yes. I also have one of the mini leads from yesterday. Jeremy kind of went over it with me because he was listening in.
What do you have to say?
I didn't hit the roof hard enough because he has AAA. He definitely wanted me to hit that harder. He's supposed to be getting back to me with a VIN on his second vehicle. He's got AAA at the mini lead. He didn't give it, so I've got no way to quote it until he gets back to me with it. It's like an 82 Buick, but he didn't know the model.
Okay.
So I'm waiting on that.
So on this call right here, let's see. Yeah, you were a little choppy on this one.
Choppy.
You'll hear it. Just got a choppy delivery. Maybe you were hyper nervous. I don't know.
Is this the first picture second? I don't remember.
No.
Hi.
This is from April 13th, 2 days ago.
Okay.
Hey, it's Ben. It's Tim over here at Farmers. How you doing?
Did you hear your little stumble there?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, I was just following up from this morning to kind of go over that quote that you had requested online.
Okay.
I got everything put together. You ready to go over everything?
Yeah.
Alrighty, perfect. So I wanted to go over a couple different things with you. The first thing I wanted to go over is there anyone else on your current insurance policy that needs to be on this one with you?
No.
It's funny, she says no here, but then she talks about a boyfriend later on.
Yes, I don't think she realized.
What you were asking?
Maybe. I also think now that was maybe like after the fact, like, well, what if she just did it to get me off the phone? But I'm not sure on that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. We did poll 3 different people. I just wanted to know. I don't need to add them. I just need to know for record. David Moore.
That's my dad.
Okay. Madison Moore.
My little sister.
Okay. And then Carla Moore.
My mom.
All right. Perfect. That's all I needed to know. We are also pulling a speeding ticket on January 31st, 2017.
So if we could have added David Moore, we could run it through Farmers, and it's like $30 a month versus the.
Yeah, but keep in mind that's an insurance no. Because you're running it on their insurance store.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I can't just do it, but if we could have had him on this, like he needed to be on there. It would have been such a much better price.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. Perfect. I just got one here a couple weeks ago.
Now remember your conversation navigation path. Okay, try to stick to it. If you get to jumping around your pitch, it's confusing. So stick to your pitch. And when I mean stick to your pitch, I'm talking about the script that you and I put together. All right, tell me about your current bodily injury limits. Get back to that as quick as possible.
We've already touched on all that. This is the second call.
Okay.
On the bright side, that one is set to fall off probably at your next renewal.
I know, but at this point, you're a minute and 16 seconds in, and I don't feel any kind of rapport. You got to get talking.
I got you.
Which is good. So let's see here. And then, are you currently living with your parents?
No.
No. Okay. Do you, in that case, if you're living on your own, do you rent or own your own home?
I own it.
You own? Okay. And is it a home? Is it a condo? Is it a mobile home, manufactured home?
A mobile home.
You did a really good job with that, because a lot of people can get offended if you ask them about a mobile home. So you did a really good job. Is this a home? Is this a condo? Mobile home? Manufactured home? I like how you did that.
Okay. Mobile home? Okay. Perfect.
Because you already knew it was a mobile home.
I already knew it was a mobile home.
Perfect. And then one of the things I wanted to go over is I see here that you currently.
That's one of your safe words. I don't know if you know that, but you use that a lot. One of the things I want to go over. So just gathering some information. So don't keep saying one of the things. Just, all right, gathering some information, getting some info, just one more thing. People pick up on that after about the 4th to 5th, one more thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have state minimum limits of 25, 50, 25. Is that correct?
And see, this right here, you get back to the numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm going to just stick to the script.
What is that?
What is that?
The liability limit.
Oh, yeah, I don't have liability.
Okay,
He still doesn't know what this means.
liability only. Okay.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I wanted to go over with you real quick is,
Did you hear it again?
especially with the lower limits that just
Bam! Stop! You got to explain those limits.
Okay.
You got to explain those limits. So let me tell you what those limits mean exactly. So if you're involved in a car crash with somebody else, you've got $25,000 in bodily injury per person, $50,000 for the entire accident, $25,000 in property damage. Now, if this is a single vehicle accident, it's probably not that bad of coverage. However, the reason I don't like this coverage is because if you're involved in any kind of multi-car accident or involved in a car accident with a newer vehicle, we're going to extinguish those limits quick. Let me give you an example. A claim came through our agency about a year ago. Customer was, and I always try to relate it to the highway they're near, 70, 270, 60.
Yeah, I don't know the area.
All right, well, just say 70 or 270. You can't go wrong with either of those.
Okay.
Customer was going down 70. The person in front of them ended up stopping abruptly. Our insured had no recourse but to lock up their brakes, and unfortunately, they did rear end them. But that then started a chain reaction where they rear-ended the vehicle in front of them. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was severely damaged. However, there were like 3 cars involved. Because of those 3 cars, and you could do small numbers, you could do $35,000 in damage. There was $35,000 in property damage. So that, that sounds like a decent amount of money. But if you look at your coverage limits, you only have $25,000. Had that same situation happen to you, you'd be on the hook for the other $10,000. So build that validity, build the value.
2550. One of the big things I want to go over is the property damage. Right now, it's only at 25,000. A lot of the time, especially if newer vehicles, they're worth more than that $25,000. So, what I wanted to go ahead and touch with you real quick is I went ahead and bumped that up to 50,000. It's only raised the rates a couple of, not even $2.
He talked to you about this too?
He talked to me about this.
What did he say?
Don't tell it to her.
Yeah, dude. Who fucking cares if it's cheap? She doesn't need to know that.
Yeah, he mentioned that too. Okay.
But it's going to make sure that you're covered in the event that there's an accident with, say, a newer vehicle that's worth $45,000.
All right, so it sounds like you've already beat this dead horse. You've already talked with Jeremy about it. This is me not going over it with you. All right, so
that same situation that was on a different call.
So you did it again.
Well, yeah, but we hadn't talked about this one. I did that, but then I went over because he has 300,000 combined single limits of AAA.
Yeah, single limit coverage is terrible.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Why is it terrible?
Because it's 300,000 across the board.
Right. So 250,000, 500,000, 250,000. What's the maximum payout for that?
Depending on the situation, 500,000. 250 is only a single place.
Yeah. But if you had single limit coverage of 250,000, we will cover up to 500,000, 250, 500, 250. We'll pay 250 for the vehicle, 250 for bodily injury. If you have flat coverage of 250, what's the max we'll pay out?
250.
Know the difference now?
I do know the difference now. Because I had that wrong. I thought it was 300,000 for each of the 3, and then.
Nope, 300 top, Pat. Nope, no more.
I see. Okay, good to know.
Right. So I went ahead, got all of that taken care of for you, just to make sure you were properly insured. I also have here that you're currently with Allstate. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then how much does Allstate charge you for your car insurance?
How much is Allstate charging you for your car insurance? How much is Allstate charging you for those coverages? Isolate.
I'm at like 96, I think. $96.
Okay. Well, good news for you. We are only coming in at $81 a month for you. With that little bit higher coverage.
You see how you just took away from your coverage? With that little bit higher.
Yeah.
So think about this. You're only a couple dollars cheaper. You really got to blow this, balloon this, make this look really, really good. So we're coming in at $81, and that's doubling your current coverage limits. That would protect you in that scenario that you and I discussed. You know, is that the kind of coverage and savings you're looking for? Is that the kind of coverage and savings you're looking for? Is that the kind of coverage and savings you're looking for? I honestly think you miss this because you don't have a closing statement. Is that the kind of coverage and savings you're looking for? You gotta say that. You know, say if it isn't savings, is that the kind of coverage you're looking for? If it is better coverage and savings, is that the coverage and savings you're looking for? I'm telling you.
Well,
Okay.
But I've got everything here put together. Really, all we would go ahead. We are a full service agency, so I handle.
Rambling. At this point, you're rambling. I think you realize you missed your opportunity.
I got it too.
All right. Follow back up with her. Last call was April 13th. It's April 15th.
Yep. Because she was supposed to give me her boyfriend info. She didn't, so I was going to call her.
Yep. And when you recall her, hey, Savannah, it's Sam with Farmers Insurance. Just touching base. I know you wanted to try to get your boyfriend's information. You know, I know that we came in really, really competitive. You know, we were able to double your coverage that you have now. And not only that, we're saving you money. So, you know, I'd like to earn your business. What do I have to do that?
Okay.
You know, just try to get after it.
I can do that.
All right?
I'm going to call her after 3. Because you know, when she works until about 3 o'clock from the 2 days we've missed her. So
Okay.
I'll
Cool
give her
beans.
a call when I get back from lunch, and then see what I can do.
Cool beans.
So,
Thanks, man.
Yep.